My name is Jermey Curtis. I'm Head of Education and Skills at the UK Space Agency, and I'm a mechanical engineer by training. I've worked in space most of my career. I started off designing and building instruments for spacecraft and gradually took a wider role in such things as public relations and education and outreach, because I've always found that space is one of those things that's been very appealing to students and to the general public, and I'm very passionate about the engineering and the science involved in it, so for me it was a real opportunity to go and talk to people about the work that we do in the space sector. People often ask what the UK Space Agency is for. Well, the government has lots of different interests in space, and they are all brought together in one organisation called the UK Space Agency, which represents the UK in all international matters to do with space and basic science research, studying astronomy from space, for example, understanding how the solar system operates, monitoring the Earth's surface. And then in terms of supporting industry, this is really important for our economy. Industry is growing rapidly. We think it'll treble in size over the next few years, and we hope by 2030 it'll be about £40 billion turnover in the UK alone. So for all of those reasons, you need a government agency which can bring all of these activities together under one roof, handle all the policy and fund the relevant areas. When I was really small, I used to love reading. My mother always used to have to come and tell me to switch the light off and go to sleep because I just never wanted to put a book away. I've recently remembered that I actually used to keep a list of the things I read, and it's really quite detailed, and some of the books in here I'm really surprised about, but I did read a fair amount of science fiction when I was little. I particularly liked H.G. Wells. I remember things like The Time Machine, a very influential book. So books about genetics I found particularly exciting, such as The Blood of the Isles by Brian Sykes. And he'd taken blood samples from 10,000 people across the UK and tried to work out where they originated. And he found that there were a lot of traces that matched up to what we think of as mythology, lots of folk stories about origins, and also about why you behave the way you behave and why you're the person that you are, why you have the hair colour you have or the eye colour. And for me, that's where science really comes to life, when it refers to you and your life. But of course, all this question about genetics, that's going to come on to space for us as we explore further in the universe. We believe evolution is probably a universal explanation for how biology develops, and we'll probably find that any life form that exists elsewhere in the universe, if we find one day, will be subject to evolution. So studies on us now, on Earth, will affect what we find later on.